So today what I want to do is I want to weigh the bikes. We got the 2021 ZX10R over here, and we got the 2018 GSXR1000R on this side. So let's go over some base figures here, right? So from the manufacturers. So the 2021 ZX10R from Kawasaki, they listed at 456.4 pounds. Now, I couldn't find a non-ABS model weight that was listed just under the bike in general for ABS or whatever. So we're just going to use that. It's a higher number, but oh well. The GSXR, on the other hand, from the factory, it comes in at 447.5 pounds. So you can already see it's a weight difference between the two. The ZX10 is obviously heavier. So now, if you watch both of the weight videos, if you watch the ZX10 video, we'll have a link here for it. If you watch the GSXR video, we'll have a link for it here. But you'll know that the 2021 ZX10 came in at 460 pounds. Now, the weight for these two were done on a truck scale. So I'm thinking that the truck scale rounds up or down based off of wherever it's at. So the ZX10 weighed 460 on the truck scale, and then that was with a full tank of fuel. The Gixxer weighed 440 pounds on that scale, but the Gixxer only had 2 bars of fuel, so like a half a tank of fuel. So keep that in mind as we do these weigh-ins. As far as fuel go, I'm gonna show you, but both of these bikes have a full tank of gas. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say gasoline weighs around 6 pounds. I think it's 6.3 pounds per gallon. So the difference between these two is, and this is where some of the weight difference come in stock configuration. This bike has a 4.5 gallon tank, and this one has a 4.2 gallon tank. So you got some difference there with the weight as far as it go for fuel that's in the bikes. So what I want to do now is I want to show you guys the scales that I'm be using. And I'll leave a link to the scales that I'm using in the description below. You can get them off Amazon. They're not expensive. Technically, I mean, you probably could just use some regular old bathroom scales, but don't get the cheap ones with the little adjustment knob on. Do not use those. Use a good quality scale that doesn't have to be adjusted or calibrated. So that way you know you're getting the same readings every time. So let me show you guys the scales, and then we're gonna get the ZX10 set up, and then after that we'll go over it. All right, so here's the scales. We got 3 of them because it's best to have 3, so that way you don't have to sit there and try to balance the bike. Otherwise it'll never settle as far as the weight go. So if you get 3, it makes it easy. But these are some nice little scales that they got. So they're not super expensive, and they're pretty accurate. Now I'm gonna step on each one and weigh myself so you guys can see, and then we can make sure that they're reading pretty similar. So we'll step on this one first. Let's go down. I'm pushing down, but see 244-ish. All right, get off of that. I'll go over to this one. So 243. And 244, 243. So they're all pretty similar and close within range, and it could be a variation from you know where they're at on the floor or how I'm standing, because I'm trying to bend over to be able to let you guys see what it's doing. But let me move the ZX10 up. We're gonna put it on the pit bull stance, and then we're gonna slide all of the scales up under it, and then I'll get back with y'all once I get it on the scales. so we got the ZX10 up on the stands. We got the scales in place. And let me show you, it's full of fuel. Shake it a little bit, you can see it's full. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drop it down on the scales, and then I'm gonna show you guys the weight. But first, let's turn them all on. Make sure they all zeroed out. Yep. All right, so let's do the front. All right, front is down. All right, so you got everything on. So we got 155.6 on the front, 175.3 in the middle, and 99.8 on the rear. The math will be on the screen. Let's show you the total weight, and that's with full fuel, and that's with the mods that we did. Now, let me get this off of here, and let's get the jigsaw. Alright, so I got the jigs up on the stands. Scales off. Shake the tank. Yep. Full tank. So let's get this one started. Turn on the scales. Everything's on and zeroed out. So let's drop the front first. And let's get the rear. All right, got it on all the scales, and we got 141.7. Man, this one's side stand heavy, ain't it? 194.3 on this one on the side, and 92.4 on the rear. So I'm sure I did the math on the screen for y'all. So now that we weighed both bikes, let me get this one off and push back, and then we'll go over the numbers once I do the math for myself as well. So stand by. Alright, so now that we got the bikes weighed, let's talk about the weight, okay? So the 2021 ZX10R manufacturer weight was what, 456.4 pounds, and now she's sitting at 430.7. That's a total net of 25.7 pounds saved. If I'm not mistaken, I think when I was guessing how much weight I had taken off the bike, it was like 20 pounds. So I've taken 25 pounds off the bike, so that's pretty good. As far as the jigsaw go, OEM weight on that is 447.5 pounds, and right now she's sitting at 428.4. So the jigsaw is still lighter, but barely. Even though the ZX10 came in with a lot more weight on it, the ZX10 is right there with the jigsaw as far as weight go right now. So with the jigsaw, we knocked off 19.1 pounds, so almost 20 pounds. So as you can see, in stock form, unless you start taking breaks off and cutting into your harnesses, taking stuff out you don't need, swapping out a bunch of parts with carbon fiber parts, which this bike, the Gixxer, actually has a couple carbon fiber parts on them. I'm not sure how much weight they save because I didn't buy them for weight saving. I just bought them for looks. So, but you know that until you go deep into it, you're not going to knock off too much weight. Now, we can save another couple pounds, like maybe anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds by swapping the wheels out with some carbon fiber wheels. But we got 2 bikes. We ain't buying no carbon fiber wheels for 2 bikes right now. Not happening. Not going down that rabbit hole. We got enough carbon fiber in the fleet right now, but later on down the line, I would like to get some carbon fiber wheels on these bikes, but for now, it's not happening. But as we can see, so the Gixxer is the lighter bike in the end, but we shaved more weight off of the ZX10. Now, why did the ZX10 have more weight? I don't know. Maybe it's got more emission stuff on it than the Gixxer had. I don't really remember. To be honest with you, I don't even remember the stuff that I pulled off the Gixxer when I was building it. I don't remember half the stuff I did to the Gixxer. That was like a year ago. So you can go back and look at that video if you want to know what I did to the Gixxer. And if you want to know what I did to the ZX10, you can go back and look at this. But all right, that's gonna do it for this video. We got a lot of stuff done today off our board of things to do for the channel, so I'm happy that could get done. Now we can move on to some other stuff. But until the next video, you guys stay warm. I'll stay frosty.